All right, so the tour is winding down now, and you've had time to focus on the final weeks of the Pledge Music campaign.
Yes.
You're at about 80%, I believe, right before I checked, and you announced that you were going to be doing some exclusive demos and stuff to the excitement of the fans, and Weight of the War for 90%.
Yes.
Right? So are there any other demos coming for 95?
Yeah, I definitely have a couple things in my back pocket. Like, there's information I'm excited to share in regards to the producer I'm working with on this record. And that's kind of going to be its own exclusive as well, kind of like shots of being inside the studio and who I'm going to be working with, and he's just really super talented. But yeah, and other songs, like I'm just going to kind of see how it goes, as things kind of start coming in. But it's definitely my focus after this tour is the album, completely.
So yesterday was April Fool's Day.
Hey girl.
And I'm Charlene K. Here.
Hi, how are you?
This is the craziest we backstage. Everyone's hanging out.
Yep. Awesome. I'll be right back, okay?
So yesterday was April Fool's Day, and I would imagine being on the road with all these crazy people. Maybe not yesterday necessarily, but there have been maybe some pranks or a funny story or something that you have to tell us.
We definitely have I feel like we have our own tour language at this point. I was saying today it's actually quite similar to being on set. When you wrap a film, people become your family, and it's really emotional when it's over because it's like you just become so close and connected to people in such a short period of time. So everything's kind of like jokes or I don't know. It's really funny, but it's an awesome experience. Going on tour with such talented people. It's cool.
So any prank or any story?
No, not really any pranks. I feel there's been kind of there's some crazy times. We have a couple nights that are awesomely fun, but nothing like that. I wish I had better stories because I get asked that quite a bit actually.
So if you were a headlining act on a big stadium tour and you could pick anyone to open for you, famous, someone maybe indie like yourself, who would you want to open for you if you could pick anyone?
Right now?
Yeah.
I'm really into Marcus Foster.
I saw you tweeted about working with him.
Yeah, I don't know, Paula Nutani, Matt Nathanson.
He has a new song that just came out. I don't know if you heard it yet. I don't remember the name of it, but it just came out a week or two ago.
Really? I haven't, but I've loved some of his stuff. And who else is there? Fun's a great band. Foster the People would be amazing. There's so much good talent out there.
Now, who would you want to see in the crowd at your show watching you play? Somebody famous, an actor, a musician, anyone? Who in the crowd you want to look out and see, watching a fan of your work?
Sting? Or Daniel Lanois, or someone like that, I'd say. Yes, some kind of producer. Hopefully somebody that would end up I could work with would be cool, or collaborate with. That'd be awesome.
Now you've done a cover of "Don't Stop Believin'" on this tour a few times.
Yeah.
It looked like everyone was obviously having a lot of fun. Can we expect to see you do something maybe in the studio with Charlene or Misty or anyone on one of these albums?
Yeah, it's interesting. For this next record, I'm kind of I have some songs I've written with some other artists that I'm kind of excited to dig into. I have so much new material at this point. It's gonna be interesting kind of picking the tracks for the record, but yeah, I think it would be awesome. I was talking to Charlene about that actually. It'd be cool to do some kind of to write something specific, a collaboration would be great. So I'm open to that for sure.
All right, now speaking of covers, you did one of Family of the Year's Hero a few weeks ago, and you don't do covers a lot, and when you do one, we know that it's obviously something special to you, has a lot of meaning. So what about that song that made you pick it?
I think it's a beautiful song. It's I love that band, and they're from Canada, and I just think it's a beautiful song, and I don't know, I've always had this thing where it's when the whole trend of putting cover songs on YouTube came out and artists were kind of breaking by the covers that they do, something about that to me didn't feel just because I've been writing my own music since I was so young, I felt kind of it was a shortcut of getting somewhere, just singing some Adele song and putting it on YouTube. I just didn't want to. I just wanted to make sure that everything I put out was pretty authentic to what I'm doing. But that song, I don't know, it's just fun. This is only my second US tour. I feel like I'm just growing, and I want to get better. And the more comfortable I feel on stage, I can just start having fun like that and just doing songs that I play in my room all the time. I play covers all the time. But it's been really fun on this tour, just experimenting a bit.
So on this tour, you've been a lot of places, Virginia, Tennessee, Arizona, here in Ann Arbor. What have been some places that you've seen, maybe you haven't seen before, that you really like looking at or driving through, visiting?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'd say I thought Phoenix was really cool. I mean, Chicago was on the second time playing there, but that was so much fun. Texas, South by Southwest was cool. Like, it was, nothing I hadn't really seen before. Like, I'd driven across the states a couple times just for road trips, with friends, and I've done stuff like that. So, but it wasn't. Yeah, it was cool. I'm excited. Like, after this next record, I'm excited to get over to Europe, and everything's so close. I feel like if we just very stripped down shows, I think would be really fun. But yeah, it's all been beautiful. America's a gorgeous country. I've been Instagramming so much on this trip, just like, thinking people really care. When I'm like, this photo is amazing. It's like a cloud in a tree. But it's been really fun.
So you recently said in a different interview you were a fan of rapper A$AP Rocky, which was pretty surprising.
It's pretty intense, my love for him. It's a bit insane.
Why do you have that love for him? And you laughed when I said it, like, wait, what is...
Because I've always kind of I just have always had this deep down inside inner A$AP Rocky, inside my soul. So there's something, I just think that it's an amazing album, and I think the writing's amazing, and obviously, it's funny, like on Instant Star, I spent a lot of time with Aubrey Graham, who's Drake now, and we would, it's just interesting watching it's such different music than what I do. I think that's what it is. It's like, we'd listen, he'd show mixtapes of stuff, and it was just interesting to hear just so much creativity, and it's definitely its own form of and I think I just respect how different it is from the kind of music I write and make, and it's just kind of like my little guilty pleasure, especially when I'm working out. I love listening to super hardcore stuff. It's weird.
So the second part of that was, who else on your iPod might surprise us that you're listening to?
Surprise me?
Or even people you just like. Someone that maybe we haven't heard of that you like, like a local band or something.
Here We Go Magic. I love the Blue Nile. I love Ricky Lee Jones. I love Art Tatum. I love M83. Kate Bush, Peter Gabriel. I love listening to Warren Zevon. I have really kind of different, all different kinds of things I like listening to. But I don't know what would surprise you guys.
A$AP Rocky was enough surprise for everyone.
There you go. Stuff like that too. That's probably the most kind of, you wouldn't expect it.
Now, you talked about it briefly in the beginning about, you had a meeting with Capitol and talking about the winning producer. You teased us. Is there any little something that you can kind of tease about, maybe a little more about who it might be, or any little something for us right now?
He's produced Bruce Springsteen, Stevie Nicks.
Everyone get on Wikipedia right now.
And I'm going to say, and some really amazing current artists that are really cool. And I want to work with him because he's so based on vocals. I love the way he makes vocals sound. To him, the most important thing about a recording is the voice. And I'm a singer. And at the end of the day, that's my instrument, my main instrument, Right. So I really wanted to work with a producer who was very focused on that. And but yeah, I'll be giving updates about this. I have a month to go on the Pledge campaign, so it will be through Pledge. I'll make sure that I let people know, especially with the stuff come to the studio for a day.
Right.
I feel like people should know where the studio is going to be. So I might as well just say it's going to be in New York City.
Okay.
So people know. So if you want to get that package, you can get it.
Now, just wrapping it up here, you mentioned your main instrument, of course, is your voice. And one of the things on my show I like to do is obviously highlight people's voices. So I was wondering if you would do a cappella little song of one of yours, if you would do it for us.
Oh, sure, a cappella?
Yeah,
what
just
should
your
I do?
voice. Whatever you... Skin, maybe, is a good one. Skin is a classic.
Skin. I drift away to a place, another kind of life. Take away the pain and create my paradise. Everything I've had just hit the wall. We used to be yours, isn't yours at all. Falling apart and all that I'm asking, is it a crime in my overreacting? No, he's under my skin. I'll see that. And I'm playing tonight.
You're gonna play that time?
Maybe.
What about Chicago? You didn't play that on this tour.
Not on this tour.
I was hoping last night you were gonna bring it out. Chicago, you didn't bring it out.
It was hard. Were you at the show last night?
No.
Oh, you saw-
No, I was just reading that line.
Yeah, I wanted to. It's so many different songs at this point that I have.
Right. Yeah,
I have to try to delegate, and I want to bring fresh stuff, you know. And I ask on Facebook, "What do you want to hear?" And it's interesting how many responses I get about songs like "Hero" and things that they want me to pull out. So
some illegally.
yeah. It's so funny because so much of my tour too is songs that have leaked that I haven't even actually released, and they're singing it back to me.
Right.
So it's almost like a gift in a way. I'm like, damn it that these songs leaked off my Sony album, but also kind of shitty for Sony because I feel like it could have done something, you know.
Right. Oh yeah.
Because so many fans sing the songs back, and it's cool.
Well, I think that about wraps it up for this interview.
Cool.
Thank you so much for taking the time to do it again and finally meeting me and everything.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was nice to meet you. Have fun and enjoy the show.
Thanks.
Cool.